ago, when I first met him, I said, you've already had clients like me come through this door. You just were not picking up on it. You just weren't aware. And indeed, a client returned to my therapist recently and who was being treated just for child abuse and told my therapist, oh, by the way, it wasn't just child abuse that I experienced. It was, ritual abuse, etc. So, yeah, I think a lot of therapists, well, most therapists, 99% of them would be oblivious to the fact that they.
A lot of it's intergenerational abuse too, isn't it?
There's all types. Yes, it is. There's you've got your bloodline.
Yeah, especially in the elite family structures.
Well, in MK Ultra, they particularly targeted children who were high IQ and had a very strong right hemispheric processing tendency. So high IQ children, as opposed to children with average IQ, high IQ children, when they perform cognitive tasks, both hemispheres light up. Okay. Right? So they activate their right hemisphere when they're performing cognitive tasks. The average person, when they perform a cognitive task, only their left hemisphere tends to light up. So if you were to, scan the brain, you'll see just the left side working. So this integration and their capacity for visualization, which comes with that, within high IQ children and creative children, they had to also be creative, and creativity is independent of IQ. So you can have someone who's got high IQ but not creative, or you can have someone who's very creative and they're not high IQ. So they were after mainly somebody who's high IQ and had a very good imagination. So because the person had to be able to visualise in order to be brainwashed. So
because that makes them easier to be controlled, doesn't it?
Yeah, to turn someone into a mind-controlled slave.
That's right.
Yes.
And a lot of the victims adopt a split personality disorder, don't they?
Well, that's what forced association is. They compartmentalise the brain and the memory, and they actually form amnesia walls. So they use trauma to create neural pathways that weren't there before, and they use various techniques, drugs, hypnosis and everything to close down pre-existing neural pathways. And you have to re-traumatise someone and top up the trauma every now and then within the year to keep certain neural pathways open and certain neural pathways closed.
Very good explanation. And they also used MK Ultra in WACO. They kept playing Nancy Sinatra, "These Boots Are Made for Walking."
Oh, look, I saw the documentary made by the lawyer who was heading a class action regarding all of that. During WACO, the first thing they did was shoot all of the president's former bodyguards on the roof. They came in, a little boy, they sent out the Branch Davidians, sent out a little blonde 4-year-old boy, I think he was, 3 or 4, with a white flag type thing, and they gunned that child down at the door.
Right.
Then flamethrowers and murdered all the children.
That was actually a satanic ritual.
It was, and the whole thing was, here they are to come and save the children from these Branch Davidians, and all they did was murder everybody.